There's something oddly satisfying about a phone that looks like it's been carved straight out of a single block of metal. The iPhone 17 Pro nails that feeling. It's sleek, cold to the touch, and almost jewelry-like. But beneath that flawless surface lies one of Apple's strangest design choices in years. A decision that might quietly ruin the look of your $1,000 phone within months of using it. Welcome back, viewers. James here. Make sure to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more deep dives like this one. Now, here's where things get really interesting. Apple ditched titanium this year for something they called an aerospace-grade aluminum alloy. And yeah, it looks stunning. The colors pop more than ever, especially that new deep blue and copper orange finish. But here's the twist. That same beautiful coating might be the reason people are already spotting tiny chips and scratches all over their brand new iPhones. Let's rewind for a second. Apple didn't just paint these frames, they anodized them. That means each iPhone frame was dipped in a special acid bath and hit with electric current, forming an ultra-hard outer shell, almost as tough as sapphire. On the Mohs scale, this coating ranks around level 9 hardness. For context, most steel knives can't even cut it. Sounds bulletproof, right? Not exactly. Because the biggest weakness of anodizing isn't hardness, it's geometry. Those ultra-sharp camera plateau edges look amazing under studio lights, but they create a nightmare for the coating. At those corners, there's just not enough aluminum beneath the oxide layer to anchor it properly. Over time, that thin edge becomes fragile. One tiny bump, one scrape against keys, and you'll start seeing silver specks peek through the paint. Now, here's the shocking part: international anodizing standards, even the ones used by the aerospace industry, literally warn against this. Both ISO and US military guidelines recommend slightly rounding corners with at least a 0.25mm radius to make the coating bond stronger. Apple skipped that rule entirely. Why? To make those corners look razor sharp, it's a pure aesthetic gamble. Under a microscope, you can actually see where the oxide layer thins out and starts peeling away at those edges. So while Apple technically made one of the toughest iPhones ever, they also created a finish that's destined to chip. It's almost ironic. The phone that looks indestructible can't handle your car keys. But here's where the story takes a turn. Despite that visual flaw, the iPhone 17 Pro's overall durability is no joke. The unibody aluminum design doesn't flex. It doesn't creak. You can press and twist it, and it stays rock solid. The new ceramic Shield 2 glass and sapphire camera lenses are tougher than anything we've seen on a mainstream phone. In drop tests, it consistently outperforms last year's titanium models, which, by the way, shocked a lot of people. Still, when you zoom in on those corners, it's impossible to ignore what's happening. Users are reporting subtle chips forming just days after unboxing. And it's not because they're careless. It's just physics. Sharp corners are the enemy of anodizing, no matter how advanced the process. Apple likely knew this, but decided the bold, squared-off look was worth the trade-off. To protect it, you basically have two options: either live with the aging look or use a case that hides the corners. Even Apple's own silicone case covers part of the camera plateau for this very reason. But if you want something that doesn't yellow or bulk up the phone, third-party options like Dbrand's Ghost Case are becoming fan favorites, especially for people who still want that color to show through. At the end of the day, it's kind of poetic. The iPhone 17 Pro is the perfect blend of art and engineering, beautiful, powerful, and unreasonably overbuilt, yet held back by a single design decision that ignores one of the most basic industrial rules in the book. Apple made the most advanced anodized finish ever, but forgot the one thing every engineer learns early on: sharp edges always lose the fight against time. So yes, the iPhone 17 Pro can survive a hammer drop, a fall from your desk, or a wild scratch test. But if you care about that flawless finish, those edges might just break your heart long before the phone breaks your fall.